Welcome back to the Goal2Go podcast, man. Episode 33 of the podcast. We got some hot or nots this week. Sitting here, it's March 21st. So, March Madness is alive and in effect, bro. Sweet 16 coming up this week on Thursday and Friday. Gonna break down a little bit of March, and then we're gonna finish it off with the NBA race coming down to the last, week and a half, I think, 2 weeks. So it's
I think
getting
it's like 2 weeks though.
yeah, two
Around 10
weeks.
games.
Yeah, again, real interesting, especially in the West. In the East, too, a little bit, but that West race really tight with that play-in and those um, higher seeded teams. So we're going to get into it, man. We're going to start off with some hot or not. I got two this week. I'll start you off.
I
First
mean,
one, I'm going to hit you with a basketball one.
mhm.
Hot or not, Dame should demand out of Portland.
I'm gonna say that's not a hot take, and I feel like this hasn't been a hot take for like the last like 5 or 6 years. Everyone's been saying it, but we know Dame, man. He's not running from the grind. He's like the original jaw. Like I'm fine in the West, bro. Like Dame was saying that like 8 years ago, bro. And in reality, like he never was. I mean, whether it was like not, it's just the Warriors. You can never get past them. I mean, CJ McCollum was always the best player on his team besides himself. It's not really going to get you anywhere in terms of playoff success. So I think he should demand a trade. Now, will he? No. I've seen rumors and reports saying the Portland Trailblazers might look. It's like, just ship him out just so they can start completely over. Because he is getting he just signed his extension is like crazy, bro. I think he's getting paid hella money and like 2026 or some shit like that when he's gonna be like well into his 30s. So we'll see how it goes. It's just weird with Dame, bro. Like you just don't really know like what he really, really wants to do. He's been in Portland his whole career, said he wants to stay there, said he wants to win a championship there. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. No one wants to go to Portland to play with him. So it might if he wants to win a championship, he wants to win a ring, probably not gonna be in Portland. It's gonna have to get shipped up and packed somewhere, bro, because that shit is not happening in Portland.
Yeah, the reason I asked it, I saw a clip of his post game press conference, and they were asking him like, "How long can you compete for? Like, are you still competing? Are you like the 13th seed?" And he was like, "I
Thought
compete all the time, but he's like, sometimes when do you know when it's enough? Like when you're done competing, like when you're actually out of it." But I mean, we talk about Dame. He probably has the most heart of any player in the NBA, considering the fact that he's been with the
more than Westbrook.
Trailblazers. Yeah, I mean, come on. He's been on that same team, and they've gotten nowhere unless it was Dame hitting a 35-foot jumper on Paul George's like for a game, like just to move on to
Yeah,
the
that's
next
what it took.
round. Like
Mhm.
it's just you kind of want to see him start
Yeah,
fresh and
and then
kind of
like
get
now
a.
there's reports saying they're gonna shut him down for the rest of the season. Like
I
they're
mean,
basically
they
like
might.
trying about to get a lottery pick or some shit like that, bro. Like it's just sad out there in Portland, bro. Like Dame is like the lone bright spot, not much else.
I mean, they might as well shut him down. I did see. I think Cam Reddish getting some minutes over there now, though. So
Come on, bro. Cam Reddish,
nah,
dog.
it's about
Like
time he gets a fresh start too. He was
I
did dirty with
mean,
his. He
two
never. He just
teams
never
later,
got a
yeah.
fair. Yeah, never got a fair chance at either team. But I mean,
But fam, that's not gonna
that's
help
still
them.
not
That's not
enough.
helping
Nah,
Dame win a ring. Like,
not at all. Not
yeah,
at all.
Cam Reddish
Not
might
even
be
close.
cool, but like, is he ever gonna be like an all-star caliber player? Like,
Yeah,
I
he
doubt
could
it,
be,
bro.
but they're
You
probably
think
not a
Cam Reddish can be an
superstar.
all-star?
An all star, yeah, probably.
And how long?
He's like,
Like
I'd
what, two
say
to 3 years?
four. Give him
Oh,
4 years,
that's
I think he could be all star. He could hit all
maybe.
star.
I don't
I
think so,
mean,
but maybe, bro.
all star's not
Cause you got to
crazy. I
think,
mean,
bro.
is
All the
he someone
talent
you
that's
build your
coming into
team
the
around?
league,
No.
fuck no. Bro, all right, Cam Reddish on a championship team, bro. Like, what option would Cam Reddish be, bro?
I'd say he's like a 3-4 option. Like he could
Bro,
be at his peak, at his peak. Ceiling.
bro, Cam Reddish is not a number three on a championship winning team, bro.
Fam, if you got like,
Cam Reddish's ceiling is a number three on a contender.
yeah, he could be a number 3 option. Just like look at
Fam,
Bridges. I mean,
bro,
he's a number
Mikal
one
Bridges
option
is
now.
bro, he offers so much more than Cam Reddish does.
How?
Defensively, like what? Mikal Bridges
Cam
is a
Reddish can play defense too.
bro. No. Mikal Bridges is an elite perimeter defender, bro. Like he's guarding the best player on the other
But
team every single day, bro.
that still has
Cam
nothing to
Reddish
do
is
with the
not doing
third
that, bro.
option, though.
No, but
Cam
I'm
Reddish got,
saying like
bro. Cam Reddish can
yes,
clamp up, bro.
Mikal
You
Bridges is
sleep.
someone that could be a third option, bro, because that's what he brings. Elite defending, bro, and he can score now, as we learned up there in Brooklyn. He can create his own shot. Cam Reddish cannot do either one of those things Mikal Bridges does to the elite level, bro.
Like I said, man, ceiling. Now, bro, what he
Bro, Cam
probably
Reddish,
is,
bro, the highest he could be is like a fifth or sixth option on a championship team.
I would say, like coming off the bench, he'd be a good 6-man like option type player,
Maybe.
like realistically. But ceiling, I mean, bro, there's a reason. Like Cam Reddish
So
can
like,
go get
bro,
a
his ceiling
bucket.
is like Jordan Poole, bro.
Yeah,
Uh,
but with better defense.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
Jordan Poole
so.
doesn't
I mean, is it really
defensively.
better defense? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the size and length. He could be uh, a good to great defender. And that I wouldn't say an elite defender, but he could be good to great.
Bro, we'll see, bro.
Just potential
We'll
wise, they
see
have
when
facts.
Portland, when Damon, Cam Reddish are into the finals in 4 years.
Um,
All-star Cam Reddish and 40-year-old Damian Lillard taking Portland to the championship.
I mean, that definitely won't happen. That's impossible. I don't see the Trailblazers anytime soon. Next one up, I got for you is football related. Um, this one there's been a lot of rumors with his name. Will he be traded? Will he not? Yes, no. How or not? Jerry Jeudy won't be a Bronco at the start of the season.
Um, I'm gonna say that's not a hot take, but I think he will be. I mean, you've seen the reports in the trade rumors saying him and Cortland Sutton are on the trade market. So could I see a team, coming in that needs a receiver? The team kind of like the Giants, like the Panthers, one of those teams that's kind of rebuilding who would like a young receiver. I could see it happening. Now, do I think it will happen? Maybe not, because like realistically, what are you giving up for Jerry Jeudy, who's a first round pick? Like me personally, I wouldn't give up like anything more than like maybe a third. Like that's probably the highest I'd go. So it just all depends. So it could happen, but I don't really think it will.
I saw not only say that know it because the Browns are in the running for him. There's a report out there. It's not really confirmed or not,
I
but they
did see
said that
that.
the Broncos wanted the Browns' second round pick, which they don't have a first, obviously, which what they want for Jerry Jeudy, second round pick and Greg Newsome.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't do that.
clearly that didn't go through, but I mean,
Plus, at the end of the season last year, like Jerry Jeudy was like that one receiver that Russ seemed to have a little rapport with. So would you want to trade that when Russ is kind of at like the lowest point of his career? Like the one thing with the familiarity or one thing that was working with him was Jerry Jeudy. So you would probably try to want to keep that and build off that rapport. So,
you said
but then
lowest point in
again,
his. You finish and I got it.
no, go ahead.
Russ's lowest point in his career. You think it was last season or when he threw that pick in the end zone for the Super Bowl?
Last season, at least when he threw the pick, he was in the fucking Super Bowl.
I'm just asking, like, would you rather
Like
be known
lowest
for that
like
play?
play, like lowest moment, like yeah, obviously, but like in
I'm just
totality,
saying,
like
like in general, like
point in his career. Cause like when he threw that pick, like it was still like during like that Legion of Boom era, like they were still winning games and they were like in Super Bowls, like they won Super Bowl.
I'm saying, like, which one do you think he was sat back like in the off season and was like he probably hated more? I mean,
This one, because
yeah,
the Broncos, all that shit was on him. The Seahawks, that was like a play calling, and he was
Pete
still
Carroll,
young, like trying
yeah.
to, yeah. The Broncos, like everything was on him. So like if that shit went right, it was all him. If it went wrong, it was all him. Like there were other factors in the Super Bowl and shit, but like nah, the Broncos shit, that's all him.
Yeah,
All right, I have
that's all
two
I
as
got.
well. Yeah, but both of mine are basketball related. I didn't get football in this week. All right, first one, hot or not? a play-in team can make it to the finals this NBA season?
To the finals?
Yeah.
Go say ahead and say that's a not a hot take. Only saying that because I mean they all got a chance. You look at it like you got the Mavs in a play-in right now. You got the Lakers in the West possibly in a play-in. You just saw they just dropped an hour-long hoop mixtape of Austin Reeves on YouTube. Like he went out and had a career night. D'Lo's just been quietly hooping. You look at the East, you got the Heat. Somehow, if they could just string together a run like they somehow find to do every year, and really haven't
Yeah.
clicked this season if they get it going. I gotta look at the other teams, but I mean the
And like the
Mavs, you got
Timberwolves.
Luca in there. Timberwolves aren't really healthy. Thunder in it. I mean,
Cat coming back this week though. I think
yeah,
Cat is coming back this week.
he's
I
supposed
think
to.
tomorrow actually.
Out the East, besides the Heat, I really don't see the Bulls, Raptors, Hawks really making a push. The West, on the other hand, with the Mavs, Timberwolves, Thunder, SGA's put the team on his back. I think he's been averaging like 35 points since the All-Star break.
Yeah,
Some
35 and a
ridiculous
half.
number.
Some shit like yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely a shot. So you can't rule it out. But, I mean, the chances of that happening are slim. I'm just saying that in the case of the three teams, the Mavs, the Heat, or the Lakers, I think those three teams actually have a shot to make a push for the finals.
So those would be like your three playing teams. Like if you would pick like what
Yeah,
order would you rank them in?
I would probably. That's tough, man. Um, man, I would. I would say the Heat right now. Um,
So
the
he would be the
Mavs,
first team.
they're a little back and forth, unhealthy. Um, and then right now, I go the Lakers 2, Mavs 3, the way they're playing. I mean, no LeBron,
Yeah.
whether AD, he had a good stretch where he was being the man. D'Lo, he could have the hot hand. I'm not saying Austin Reeves is not that same convo, but did it the other night. I think
Hmm.
D'Lo and AD. We saw D'Lo in Minnesota playoff team with Cat. That they could lead into the second, possibly the third round of the playoffs. And then you put the best player on the planet, LeBron James, back there. You get a favorable matchup. You get LeBron in a 7-game series. Whether Mario Chalmers thinks the
He'll be
NBA
healthy
future is
too.
LeBron. I
I
mean, it's
saw
still
that.
LeBron.
Yeah, and LeBron will be healthy going into the playoffs too as well. So I think him sitting out these last few weeks will be big if the Lakers make it because there's still like a reality where they miss the playoffs completely.
Oh yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah,
while we're here, I think there's said it. The Pelicans, um, they're half a game behind the Lakers for that last playing spot, and then you got the Warriors who were in sixth place. Um,
hmm
they're only 2 games ahead of the last team in the play-in and Pelicans. Or the Pelicans are the first team out.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Pelicans last. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, right now the Lakers are just on the outside. They're half a game outside the play-in.
Yeah,
But
and that
regardless,
shit don't.
yeah, I mean, you might as well just have a game there, and then the Pelicans half a game behind the Lakers. It's
Mm,
going to be interesting. Next closest team was Portland, who's now dropped 3. They're 3.5 behind the Lakers, so they're kind of.
yeah,
That's why Dame doesn't really have that heart.
they're packing their season up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then my second one is hot or not. Giannis has the best supporting cast around him out of any superstar in the league right now.
Um, I'm gonna say best supporting cast. That's tough. I mean, he definitely has a good one. I want to say, let's say that's a little bit. It's a little bit of a hot take, man. Um, I do want to say that you get Joel Embiid with James Harden, two MVP caliber players. Now, granted, Brooke Lopez right now He's playing out of his mind compared to what he's done. Chris Middleton, we know he's a bucket. Drew Holiday, first time All-Star in a couple years, but this is the same team that they won a championship with. Like, and they've only gotten better. And I do think it's that time together, that chemistry. These guys know their roles, they know what they're supposed to do. They go out and execute. But when you just look at pure talent wise, I mean, there's a couple other teams. I really look at the Sixers in that you get someone in Embiid who should be an MVP, and then Harden, who was also at one point in his career an MVP candidate when he was with the Houston Rockets. So I think you get two MVPs. Chris Middleton, he's a bucket, but I don't think he'll ever be an MVP caliber player. And I would even go as far as to say the Lakers. I mean, you got AD, who's one of the best big men, LeBron. I still think they stack better. Now, the Bucks might have more pieces. I just think it's just how long they've been together. They know each other and they feed off each other's energy. So I think that's a big
you
key.
think the Bucks, it's more of like the system and like them playing together than it is like the players like skill set and stuff?
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Well,
Drew
not saying
Holiday,
not yeah, I'm not saying like they're not like skillful players, but you saying like
there's more
the system
skilled
in them,
players,
yeah,
on
and
other
like their
teams.
bond and stuff, yeah.
And I mean, you got Drew Holiday, who's, a guard who can go get a bucket. He can shoot open shots. He attacks the rim extremely well. Chris Middleton,
Best perimeter defender in the league.
yeah, at the point guard position. You got Chris Middleton, who can play some defense. He's a mid-range sniper. He go out, get a bucket, back behind the basket, turn around. Jay, he's got that in his bag. And then you got Giannis, who's just free will getting into the paint. And
Yeah,
Brooke Lopez.
and Brooke Lopez, I think right now is the leading candidate for DPOI, I believe. So
he
might
gets
end up winning
boards,
that.
hits threes. Like, I just think they're so well gelled together at this point that
I think all around supporting cast, I think they're the best. Like, I think that's the best supporting cast. But I think there's like better duos, like you mentioned, because it would be like Giannis and Drew. Like, yeah, I might take Harden and Embiid over them. KD and Booker, you can't forget about that one that just formed.
Yeah,
Luka and
they really haven't had the
Kyrie.
time.
Yeah, Luka and Kyrie. LeBron and AD. Like, these are like more skillful like players, so to speak. But I think in terms of like supporting cast, when you look at the whole team around them, like in terms of completeness, I don't know. It's just hard to look at any other team but the Bucks. Like Jokic, he doesn't like Jamal Murray. Like, is Michael Porter Jr. his like second best player? It's weird. They're kind of more of they're like a budget Milwaukee Bucks, where it's like their supporting cast, their system is like really what makes everyone so good, but they just don't have the players that Milwaukee has.
And I think you made a good point, but the Suns, I think, also give a run for their money. Chris Paul, D-Book, KD, and DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
I think they give them for best
if
whole
KD is
team.
fully healthy.
No, yeah, assuming both teams are fully healthy, because I mean, the Bucks have had injuries where Middleton's been out, like Lopez has been out, Giannis has dealt with a couple things, but
like which Chris Paul are we getting, bro? Like at this point in his career, type shit.
I agree with that. It'd be interesting to see another Bucks Suns matchup. So
it could be possible if KD comes back fully healthy. Yeah.
No, I agree.
But yeah, that's all I got for how to not.
But let's jump into these Sweet 16 coming up today, Tuesday.
Sweet 16? Yeah.
Yeah, so we got games Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna make my
Bro,
picks.
was it always like this? Like games like had like specific like days, like it was always just Thursday and Friday. I could have sworn like it felt like games would just be going on like the most randomest times ever, bro.
I was trying to figure it out like that. They took that break during the week, but I don't know.
Like, bro, remember that one time in Miss Rose class we were like watching March Madness like during the middle of fucking school, bro? Like
it was like a 2:00. Yeah.
Yes,
we
bro.
Definitely were.
It was like Syracuse, bro, because that's where she went.
It
like 2:00 on a Thursday, bro. Like in the middle, like
1:00.
Middle of the day,
something
bro.
like that.
Yeah,
bro.
Now they all prime time and shit, bro.
Well,
like,
nah, they're not. It's that was just the first 64 though, or 80. whatever it is. Around a 64, I think it is. But it was, I mean, Thursday, bro, I was at work and I was like, yo, how do I watch these games? Like I pulled up NCAA.com and started watching, like tapped in those 12 o'clock games where they got three of them going. Like I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
I didn't do. I had two games on. Screen was split. Like ain't nothing was getting done. Past once that 12 o'clock game tipped on Thursday and Friday, you might as well sent my ass home because I wasn't
Oh
doing
man.
shit.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So the first game on Thursday we got is Michigan State versus Kansas State. Michigan State is the seventh seed, 3 seed Kansas State.
yeah. So this one I like a lot. Michigan State. It kind of surprised me coming into it. I think I had them bounced in the first round. Um, forget who exactly they played, but I definitely had them bounced out. They surprised me. Two good wins, quality wins so far. But Kansas State, that's a team I really like coming into this storyline. Keontae Johnson, former Gator who collapsed on the court. Didn't
Honestly,
know
I
if he was
saw a
gonna
video about that. Yeah.
didn't know if he was gonna come back. And right now, leading scorer for K State. And down the stretch, last game they got a win on Sunday. I mean, forget the team, but Keontae, I mean, he was coming down. They needed a bucket. They needed a ball handler. Ball was in his hands. He went out, executed. I got Kansas State moving to the lead eight in that one.
All right. And the next one is number 8 Arkansas versus number 4 UConn.
Yeah, so this one I think is a really good one too. Arkansas, sitting there as an 8 seed right now. You mentioned they just
Hmm.
been playing. They've been a gritty team, getting some wins when they needed. UConn, I had them uh is one of the teams that I kind of thought was ranked a little high coming into it. And once again, I mean, they're here against Arkansas. You could say UConn's a favorite. I'm not sure what the spread is exactly, but I think UConn's favored a little bit in this one. Either way, regardless,
Probably,
I think it's
yeah.
going to be a tight one. I got Arkansas coming out with it. And yeah, UConn, 3.5 point favorite. I like Arkansas to get it done against UConn in that one.
Arkansas, oh, you picking the upset on that one?
Yeah, I'm going with Arkansas.
All right. Next game that day, we have Florida Atlantic University, the number 9 seed, versus the number 4 seed, Tennessee. Shut out them Owls, man.
Yeah, your Owls, considering you go to FAU. Um,
Bro, campus been lit, fam. I'll say that.
FAU, man, storyline, like I don't think they ever had a tournament win coming into this. They've
No.
they've handled business first round. You know, I had them moving on. I actually had them moving on, uh, assuming that Purdue ended up being FDU. I had them upsetting Purdue in my bracket. Purdue didn't make it, obviously. FDU. While we're here on the topic, shout out to number 2. I already forgot his name. Roberts for FDU, 5'8", Nate Robinson build. He was out there
Nate
getting a
Robinson.
bucket. He put the team on his back, man. He was crafty with it. FAU, though, I forget his name, though. The guard, he went out and dropped 25, 5, 5, something like that.
Oh, number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, he was out there every play. Like, he had the ball in his hand. It was his team. They were running offense through him. Now they were breaking that press against FDU. They were trying to go full court trap, and FAU did a great job pushing the ball down court, finding an open man, and most importantly, in college, hard for those guys to hit those three balls even when they're open. They went out, executed, shot the ball well on those open shots, got the good looks, executed. FAU did a great job doing that. I think it's going to be a little tougher against Tennessee, a team that, you know, is going to be a little bit better defensively. That full court trap, they're not going to be running down the stretch, giving FAU those easy threes. So I do think FAU is going to have their hands full with this one. I really do think it's going to be closer than kind of what it really is, but I got Tennessee coming out I'm gonna say like a 7-8 point dub on this one. But FAU, their great run, it has to end during the Sweet 16.
All right, and I don't think that's gonna happen. FAU is going all the way, but the last game of that day, which seems to be the best one, number three Gonzaga versus number two UCLA.
Yeah, so Gonzaga, UCLA, Gonzaga, they just got a tough win against TCU, who I had upsetting Gonzaga in my bracket. I thought they would be able to upset Gonzaga. Did a great job closing it out. UCLA, on the other hand, um, they played Northwestern. That's a team. They were a 7th seed that I really liked coming into this. So beat them by 5 points on a tight one. So you mentioned it, best game of the day. I would have to, on paper, this is the best matchup of the day. You got two
Mm-hmm.
teams that, kind of been middle tier tested with the 6, 7 seeds, lining up two powerhouse schools, two schools known for hoops. And right on this one, UCLA minus 2 point favorite. Usually I don't rock with Vegas when it comes to March, but this one might have to rock with UCLA. I mean, I got them, you know, I had them, if they didn't lose the Pac-12 championship, they'd probably be sitting there as a questionable number 1 seed in the tournament. But
Mm-hmm.
they dropped the final to Arizona, kind of push them back a little. I think they got the edge on Gonzaga.
All right, so that wraps up Thursday games, and on Friday, the game started off number five San Diego State versus number one Alabama.
Yeah, this one, I think it's going to be one of those blowouts. Alabama, one of the clear-cut best teams in the NCAA. San Diego State, not a bad team, no shots at them, but they really haven't had anybody to kind of test them yet in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of been easy going. I think they played Furman last round, and I think they played St. Mary's. Good schools, like St. Mary's is a good school when it comes to basketball, but they didn't have their best game that day. So they
Mm-hmm.
really haven't been tested too much. They've been playing good with what they've been, the hand they've been dealt. But Alabama, on paper, they're the number 1 team in the nation for a reason. I don't think they go out here in the Sweet 16 to San Diego State. It's March, anything can happen, but I got
Potential
Bama with
number
this.
two overall pick, Brandon Miller.
I mean, they just got the whole team stacked. You can make the joke whatever you want about shooters on Alabama.
Nah, bro, I really can't shoot, bro. Brandon Miller is crazy, bro.
I know, but you don't know. Anyways,
No,
um,
I know,
I know,
bro.
yeah, but quickly, um, people forget
Jelly
that.
fam.
Yeah, I was about to say the starter Jelly Fam. Yeah, he's finally playing, kind of up to par to what they expected. He could have
Yeah,
been
he's like a
potentially a one and
fucking
done, but now he's
6 year
finally,
senior.
yeah, completed his game. He's coming off, I think, an ACL injury last season, but he's really cleaned up his game a lot. True leader of that team. And I mean, you said super senior, but I mean, that's going to help here in March. You get the veteran presence and that leadership. Game like this, I think Bama beat some double digits in this one.
All right. The next game, number five, Miami versus the number one seed, Houston.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I like Miami coming in this tournament. They're a fun team to watch so far through the tournament. Houston number 1 team. I do think what's his name is available. I forget his name. Houston star player. Um,
Yeah, I saw he had like a hamstring or groin or
hamstring he's
something.
been dealing with.
Yeah.
That's been in and out. I think he played last game, so I think he's gonna be good to go. Had a chance of re-injury, but this is March, is what these guys signed up for. They're out here to hoop. I got Houston coming away with this one. Miami played a great game against Indiana in the second round, which is funny because the women just beat Indiana too. But the way Houston plays, I watched them all year being a UCF fan in the AAC. This team, they got every aspect of the game whether it's rebounding, defense, their transition offense. They got players that could go get a bucket when they need. So I got Houston running away with that one. It's gonna be a good game though. 7-point favorite Houston is. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than that.
All right. The next game after that, we have, I believe, the lowest seed still participating in the tournament. 15 seed Princeton versus 6 seed Creighton. How's that gonna go?
Yeah, so 15 seeded Princeton, man. Incredible run. I did see a video of their campus though. Highly disappointed. They won the second round of the playoffs and everyone was sitting in the library. No one was making any buzz. I mean, I guess it is Princeton, but your team,
Princeton, bro. Like,
you don't get these chances. Like, come on, go celebrate March.
fam, you
Like,
don't get those chances. Those kids get in fucking Princeton, bro. You're not trying to fuck that shit up.
bro, I'm pretty sure they could go out and like scream a couple times. Like, that's just not gonna ruin their night. Like,
Fam, not when you're trying to become a fucking lawyer, bro, or a doctor or some shit.
all I'm saying is, man, you get a big win over Arizona, you play an SEC school in Missouri, get that dub. It was a phenomenal ride by Princeton, man. I'm sorry, Creighton, Newbard, the guard for Creighton, he went out and got 30 last game at free will. That man's an absolute walking bucket. And the only reason I know Creighton, they're my pick. I said it last episode. I like Creighton in this spot as a 6 seed. They had a really bad stretch where they lost, I think, 8 to 12 games, something in that range. Lost like 8 or 12 games in a row. Um, let's see, like they have 12 losses. I think it was 8 in a row they lost just during one stretch of the month in like November and or December. From that point on, they've been on P's and Q's and they've been playing as a top 2 school in the country. I picked them to win um, in every aspect. I mean, on the show brackets, I even placed a bet on them to win it. But I really like it. They're a sleeper team, 6 seed. They got seniors. We talked about that veteran presence, and then Newbar just putting the team on his back when they needed a bucket last week, and he got the job done against a 3 seeded Baylor. And whether they were underdogs or not with that 6 seed, they beat the number 3 team in Baylor. So
All right, and then the last game to wrap up the Sweet 16, we have another 3-2 matchup. We have Xavier versus number 2 Texas.
so this one I really have been going back and forth on it. I honestly probably still don't know who to pick. I've been going back and forth. Xavier beat Kennesaw State. That was a tight one. They've kind of been squeaking by, beat Pitt by 11. That was it was close for the first 30 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes of the game, they kind of closed it out, created that gap. But, Texas handed business against Colgate, and then also kind of like the same thing against Penn State. Second half, they pulled away big time. I think they won by like 15, but this one, Texas favored by 4. Xavier really hasn't played the best basketball. I do have Texas winning it, but this is like a true coin flip. If Xavier wins, like I'm not shocked at all. But I think Texas, they've had a little bit more on their plate. I think this might be better than a UCLA game the night before, this 2-3 matchup on Friday night for the last game. But I got Texas moving on to the Elite Eight. And I'm going to say it again, Creighton's winning it all, by the way. Championship.
So wait, what team has won you the most money or lost you the most money? Like this March
March?
Madness. Yeah.
Damn.
Like during the tournament, like shit, it's looking like Creighton, bro. That's the team you've been talking about shit.
Nah, so like I
They
haven't
won you the
been
most bread.
not even like I haven't bet on them individually. I put a little future bet for them to win the tournament because they were my dark horse as a 6 seed. You get like it was like plus 3,000 odds or something like that. So I think I threw like $20 to win a rack or something like that. But the first 2 days I was cooking. I was absolutely cooking. I thought I couldn't be stopped. I was like, maybe I'm just a March better. Like that's what I do. That's my thing. And then this weekend happened, and I kind of got, it woke me up. Because this weekend I struggled. I got to look at it
Reality
real
check.
quick. Yeah. Maryland, they got me some money this weekend. I think Furman, I live bet them. Let's see. San Diego State, I took them. I'm gonna say the team I won the most money off of. Dang, is I gotta go. St. Mary's, I hit a pretty big bet against VCU. And then I want to say I did take FAU against Memphis, so that paid off for sure.
Like
But
fucking with a hometown team.
yeah, I mean they ended up hurting me in the back, but I'm gonna go with probably lost me the most money, probably Missouri. I took
Mizzou.
them, yeah, I took them against Princeton. Princeton, they upset. And then also I guess you could say FDU. They were the last leg of the parlay. It was the only reason it was crazy is because I took FDU against FAU. Like, so this is not really on them. But Pitt did let me down too. I did take Pitt for the upset. They did blow it. But Creighton, I mean, I'm high on them. I like watching them. They're fun, bro. That guard, Newbart or whatever, he's
Mm-hmm.
he's fun to watch. So I'm gonna say Creighton because I think they're gonna win it all. They're gonna win me the most money.
Speaking it into existence, I like it.
They got to be a 6 seed, man. It's either that or Bama's. I mean, who knows
Roll
at this
through
point?
everyone.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what that next week when we get the Elite Eight and then I think the Final Four might be set next day we record or next time we record. So we'll
We'll
see if
see.
Creighton's still in it when it comes around. But
Yeah.
that's all we got for March, man. Let us know who y'all got, man. I mean, obviously, I know everybody's bracket busted, but who I kind of want to know like who they had for the sleeper teams out there, and there's a lot of them every March. Regardless, man, let's get into the NBA race. We talked about it a little. I just want to know. I want to get your side, man. Who do you think's the most dangerous playing team possible? Who do you like?
Well, I think, the first three teams you mentioned already were probably the three teams you want to roll with. I would say, I would personally just say right now the most dangerous playing team is the Lakers. But they're also like the most like volatile. Like there's a scenario like where they could like legitimately like make the finals if everything goes right, and then like there's also like a realistic outcome where they just miss the playoffs completely. So I think anything in between is like an outcome for the Lakers. The Mavericks, I mean, as long as they have Luka and he's healthy, there's a shot, and Kyrie's gonna score the ball. But their defense worries me. It's just they can't really stop anyone. And the Heat are interesting, but it's just that the East is so tough, and that road to the finals would be so much harder in the East because like you would have to beat both of either you would have to beat like some combination of um the Bucks, the Celtics, and the 76ers. Like you would have to beat two of those teams. So regardless, that's gonna be tough for any team in the East to do. So I will probably say the Lakers with a healthy LeBron and AD, fully engaged and playing basketball like he actually wants to play. Not like, against the Mavs where you have to have not the Mavs, the Magic where Reeves has to carry you.
Yeah, shout out Austin Reeves, man. Like I I get it. He plays for the Lakers. That's why he's getting so much attention. But I mean, he's handled himself pretty well, like with the media and everything. Being in the bright light of Showtime Lakers, like it's just stuff you're bound to deal with. And I mean, nothing he
Mm-hmm.
can control. He just goes out there and he hoops, man. You really don't hear about him other than that, just going out there and hooping. Like, so I want to give him credit for that, especially on a team where LeBron and it's so easy, just words get talked, and then next thing you know, you're ended up clipped in the media uh, for saying whatever and taking it in the wrong proportion. So I think the Lakers are doing a good job of that right now. But you're right, they're the most volatile team. I mean, they could easily be the worst team that
Hmm.
gets into the play-in, or they could be that team that goes and wins a championship. Like, what team are you gonna get, bro? You're about to see down the stretch. So I
It's
definitely
like,
agree
bro,
with that take.
like every single game the Lakers play, like you just know you don't know which like you don't know what like Lakers team you're gonna get.
It's not even close either. And the same kind of goes for the Heat and similarity. Even though you know you're gonna get Jimmy to show up, you know you Bam's gonna show up. Question is Hero gonna show up, or is Struce gonna hit his shots? Is Duncan gonna be alive on the bench? Like, is Caleb
Hmm.
Martin gonna be able to shoot this game? Or like, you got Highsmith in the game. Like, is Kevin Love gonna do anything for the team? We'll see. We'll see with that, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
the East is
interesting.
just bro, like those like I mentioned, bro, those top three teams, like fam, if you're not the Bucks, Celtics, or 76ers, like any of those teams are gonna have to beat two of those teams. And I just don't see like that happening though.
Nah,
Like
that,
if you happen to beat like one of those teams, like it's gonna take the most out of you, and you're probably gonna run into another. Like if you beat the Sixers, like that's gonna fucking go seven. Your team's gonna like be totally drained. It's a huge win. It's like, oh,
probably
next series we got the Bucks.
Bucks.
Like fuck, yeah, bro. Like it's that shit is just gonna be that's gonna be too tough. Whereas in
So
the West, like bro, like the Nuggets are losing games now. The Grizzlies, like,
winning
when is John Morant gonna come back? Dylan Brooks is just stacking technicals on technicals, just getting suspended. The
$250,000 he's been
Kings,
fined.
Kings have like the greatest offense of all time, but they can't really play defense. So it's gonna be interesting in the West, bro. The West is like a fucking crapshoot. I think the East is more like solid and locked in, but that West is gonna be interesting, bro. Suns get KD back. What are they gonna look like? Clippers have been surprisingly winning games. Your favorite player, Russell Westbrook, has been contributing, so that's good to see.
500 in the last 10. But I mean, yeah,
He's basically fucking playing center for them. Like I saw like a clip, and they just have him sitting in the corner and crashing the boards, bro. Like he's doing nothing else.
he's a high motor player, bro. He runs and jumps like that's what he does. But the Heat they play the Knicks on Wednesday, who they're 3 games behind the Knicks, 1 game behind the Nets, to
Mm-hmm.
get out of that play into that 6 seed. So if they beat the Knicks, then they're only 2 games back. They got a legit shot to go from the 7 seed to sit at the 5 seed and kind of playing, probably the Cavs right now. They're sitting at the 4 comfortably, versus playing someone like the Celtics, who, they went to a 7 game series last year, and like we've said it, 1 shot away from being in the finals. And
Yeah, although the Celtics have not looked that good down the stretch recently. They've been
nah,
losing some games. Grant Williams, Marcus Smart showing their true colors.
yeah, we talked
Tatum
about
has
Marcus.
been, yeah, Tatum's been kind of inefficient as well. Like, I don't know what the Celtics got going on.
Yeah,
What do you think? Like, is this? I don't know, bro.
I just
It's
don't
just
think
weird.
they're just not hitting the shots. I think, and defensively, I think they've dropped off. Let's take a look.
Yeah, no more Ime.
Yeah, and is Rob Williams back again?
I think he comes back tonight.
Yeah, so he's been in and out.
Just had
I
that
really think
hamstring.
Rob Williams is kind of underrated in just what he is for that team. He's an anchor, and if you watch that Heat series, Rob Williams and Grant Williams are the reason the Celtics won. Not Jason Tatum, not Jaylen Brown. We know those guys are
Yeah.
superstars. They can go get points. But when Grant Williams is dropping 20, hitting, 50% from three, and you got Rob Williams every time Jimmy comes in the paint, he's getting contact, whether he's getting a
Yeah.
foul or if it's a, block shot by Rob, like Bam was scared in the paint. Like just a paint presence of Rob Williams to kind of take away that interior game for opposing teams and making them settle for the middies, making them settle for the threes, the less efficient shots, just no
Yeah.
easy baskets. It sets the tone for a team, and I really think Rob Williams is that key piece that if the Celtics have, that's the team you don't want to play. Now, if Rob Williams isn't there, I think the Celtics are not up there with the Bucks. I think that's when you see the difference is when Rob Williams is truly, truly out there. It's easy to do it in the regular season, start of the season when they didn't have Rob Williams. We're at the beginning of an NBA season. It's different when you're sitting here March, April, May, and then you go into June to the finals. Like it's a whole different storyline when you don't have, that interior presence in Rob Williams. I mean, you don't want Al Horford. His defense isn't there. He's there for that offensive side, grab a couple boards. He's just too slow. Like Rob Williams is that guy that holds it down. He's that anchor of that
Yeah.
defense. So
And as much as I hate to admit it, because I just don't like this guy, they're probably not playing Derek White enough either. Like at this point, like he's probably the best guard on their team. Like Jaylen Brown is basically a fucking forward at this point because Rob Will has been out so much, and you can't rely on Al Horford that much. So they've been playing Brown a lot at the small forward. So in terms of guards, like we know what Marcus Smart is. He's injured slow. Like he's not really that good. Grant Williams, are you gonna play him at the two? They play him fucking everywhere, bro. Like Malcolm Brogdon, he's steady on offense. So like they kind of got a guard issue over there in Boston, bro. But Derek White has like quietly been like their best guard, and they don't really play him down the stretch in some games. It's kind of weird, but I don't
you
know. They
know,
gotta like figure out like their rotation and like what guys they really like. Who's gonna be their core set of guys going into the playoffs? I still don't think they figured it out yet. Now it could be because of that Robert Williams injury, inconsistencies and stuff, but they definitely got to figure that out.
I think that's one of your best takes. Actually, I forgot because they don't even play him in Derek White. He was another reason. It was Derek White. I mean, his receding hairline was out there dropping 20. I mean, in,
Derek
in
White,
big time games. And not only does he give you 20, he gives you that kind of Pat Bev effect of he's gonna go out there, be chippy on the defensive side of the ball, get a couple
mm-hmm.
steals. He's really like he's a better version of Marcus Smart. He's a
Yeah,
younger version of
what he
Marcus
is at
Smart.
this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a better scorer than Marcus Smart, in my opinion, too. So I really think that Derek White, Rob Will, and Grant Will, those role guys, they step into some big light. You could give Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum all the credit you want, but I honestly like the Celtics core now that I think about like role players surrounding Tatum and Brown. Like these
but in
guys,
terms of Tatum, like I think Brown would be a piece around Tatum because we're just doing one superstar. I would say
yeah.
Tatum. Yeah,
So the Celtics give a run for that money because when Rob Will healthy, Grant Williams is at his peak. Like I think they match up well with the Bucks and in that aspect of things. But and Derek White, I mean I forgot him, and he cooked the Heat in the playoffs, and he was cooking all playoffs. That guy,
yeah.
he can go get a bucket. Like I said, in defense, he brings a high motor that I think the Celtics, I think he should be thrusting that starting lineup and get 34 minutes a game. I like that take you mentioned. It might be your best
He
take of all
should.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it's my least favorite take of all time because I don't
I
like
mean,
Derek White.
yeah, I mean, who likes him, bro? Like, I don't think
Celtics
anybody
fans, I don't know.
likes.
Spurs fans, maybe.
Yeah,
Thinking he'd be the
I
next
would,
Tony Parker. Like, I don't know.
nah, I don't think anyone Tony Parker, but I mean, shit. I can't even say that as a joke, but he could be a solid piece in this league. I mean, he's already solid. He could be a good to great, goodish player in the league. Goodish. Let's go with goodish.
If you're a contending team, who would you rather have on your team, Derek White or Cam Reddish?
Derek White.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean, he's
Let's
just got
bust
more
out some crazy
experience.
shit.
Cam Reddish just he doesn't have any of that experience, and
All right. In 4 years, who would you rather
I
have,
mean,
Derek White or
at
Cam
that point,
Reddish?
I'm going off straight potential, and Cam Reddish, he's just got better like size,
Bro,
just
I
as
didn't know Cam Reddish was like your just favorite player, bro.
all
Did not
right,
know
bro.
that.
If I say anyone has potential, they're my favorite player. Like I just don't think he got a fair shot in the league, man. Like he wasn't doing bad when he first came into the league. And then he kind of gets shipped off. And then once again, he's not playing again on another team. I
Yeah,
just
well, Thibodeau never play young guys, bro.
Thibodeau just plays the same guy for 48 minutes. So
Runs them into the ground.
that's why Jimmy was fucking tired in the finals, not because of any other reason. It's because Thibodeau
He had so
wore
many
him down
miles
for
on his body from
years. Yeah, he was.
Wasn't he his coach in Minnesota as well?
He might have, bro. He's
I think so.
definitely he was his coach in Chicago and fucking
Yeah.
made Jimmy guard LeBron like when Jimmy wasn't even known. Like
Should made a
just
name for
classic
him, bro.
Tibbs. Definitely did though. But I gotta see the Heat do something on one more note. 1-1 in the World Baseball Classic, man. USA Japan. Japan just walked it off yesterday against Mexico and Randy Rosarena's team, who fucking robbed a home run and was hitting everything that was thrown to him. So the AL East is going to have a problem. And Rosarena, Verdugo started getting it going for the Red Sox, too, for Mexico. But I think they said Otani might come in a pitch and face his teammate, Mike Trout, possibly. So I know everyone's waiting for that, man. It's funny how you got Mike Trout and Otani. They're both in the World Baseball Classic finals. The Angels can never hit 90 wins in a season and win a playoff series. So they
Nah.
got two greatest players and can't do shit. By the way, your boy Trey Turner did hit a solo jack. That's how they got the one. Oh, Japan just
Trey
got a
Turner,
second
bro.
run. Nah, there's this big lefty that plays for Japan. They call him Babe Ruth. That's this dude hit the
All
walk
right,
off.
bro.
I ain't say it, bro. The announcer said it. They're like, it's a Babe Ruth of Japan, like 3-time MVP. Like,
The
damn,
Babe
Japan had
Ruth of Japan.
they had like 3 players throwing 100 plus. I might fuck around and go to Japan and watch some baseball, bro. They got some.
That's my name, bro.
Plus, my boy Trevor Bauer out there too. So playing for the Bay Stars out in Japan.
Trevor Bauer. I don't think he's going back anytime soon.
Yeah, well, they blackballed him from the league. So
I think his suspension is up though.
nah, his suspension got lifted.
Oh yeah, that's what like
Yeah, but he had a chance to sign. No one wanted to sign him. Now he's playing in fucking Japan. Like this,
making TikToks.
damn, he makes good baseball content. And he would probably be pitching for Team USA. Instead, Max Scherzer said he doesn't want to pitch because it's too early in the season. He wasn't mess up his arm, but just threw 7 innings in a spring training game. You can't go throw 4 in a World Baseball Classic. So fuck to Max Scherzer, USA.
Yeah,
Shout out
Bauer
Trey
would have definitely
Turner.
pitched. He don't give a fuck.
Exactly, bro. Bauer. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic, man. Whether I don't know, he did it, he didn't. He was cleared. He's innocent. I don't care, bro. Trevor Bauer is good for baseball. Deny it all you want. He's good for the dying sport of baseball. So
I don't know. Everyone's saying this Excel clock is, making it speeding the game up and making it a return, man. I'm hearing good
I
reviews about it.
think he cut the game down by like 20 minutes, bro. So 3-hour game into 2 hours and 40 minutes. Wow. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like
It makes a difference. 20 minutes is a lot of time.
the game's really that good. I got 20 minutes in me to stay up, but um
Yeah, when are you gonna see a baseball game that good, bro? Like the playoffs, World Series.
World Baseball Classic, man. I've been tapped in every game. Um, but I mean, I'm not a fucking MLB decision maker and had to relive a dying sport. Just at some point, you're gonna have to cut the season down. Like it's just gonna have to be a reality. Stat skewed. Who cares at this point? 162 games, like it's just impossible for someone who loves baseball like me. I mean, I don't watch 162 games. Like it's impossible. I don't even watch 82 basketball games. Like that's still like sometimes too many. It is
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, you look at football, 17 games. Like there's a reason I watch every football game. There's only 17 games. You figure out a way,
Mm-hmm.
but whole
And they have a
different
set day
discussion.
too. Like everyone knows, like Sunday is like
Sunday's
football.
football day. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying baseball. Just give me 120 games, bro. 40 games, cut it. Give some players some days off, bro. Like it's just long.
Bro, then you're gonna get into like the basketball shit, like low managing, like players just not playing, shit
That
like
wouldn't
that.
even be like these guys already, bro. Baseball already has load, man. Like players get days off because there's so many games. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not nearly to the basketball is ridiculous, but there's like literally baseball players get days off. They know there's no load management. And there's 162 games, so you could go watch your player play again because there's
No,
usually a
yeah, that.
series.
Mm-hmm. They
But
play like fucking multiple games. Yeah.
yeah, regardless, that's another discussion. World Baseball Classic, go USA, man. I do want to say that Japanese team, man. People from Japan, I want to go to Japan. I fuck with them, bro. Just watching the World Baseball Classic, they bow after every time they fucking literally beat someone down in a game, and they'll go out there, bow, show respects, and like, dude got hit with a
Now,
hundred. What?
now you fucking with going out with class. Okay.
Nah, yeah. I mean, they're nice with it, bro. Like you're talking about a 2K game versus real life. I mean, dude got hit with 101. The pitcher the next day brought him like a candy basket. Like he had a dude and he brought a candy basket. They hit a home run. Otani hit a home run. They passed the baseball around the whole stadium. The ball got back to the same person that caught it an hour later. Like, bro, you ever imagine that thing ever happening in America?
That's just some. I don't know, bro. Probably not.
That's, I don't know, bro, but you trying to hit Japan, let me know because I'm down. But
Probably not.
yeah, you're not fucking with it. All right, bro. I'll go solo, I guess.
Go with Linkford, bro. He's there like all the time.
All right, man. You got anything you want to add, kid?
No, that's pretty much it, man.
Episode 33, Goal2Go, man. You already know. Goal2Go pod on TikTok, like, comment, hit that share button. YouTube, Goal2Go. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit that share button. Let us know y'all thoughts, which y'all want to see more of. NBA season winding down. We'll be back March Madness next week with an update. We'll see y'all next week for episode 34, man. Peace.